Louie T. Welcome to this network update as we get into the nitty-gritty of the upcoming 2019 NFL season. Of course, training camp underway. We're getting the Hall of Fame game this week on Thursday, which will mark the start of 6 consecutive weekends, 6 consecutive straight months, rather, where we won't have a weekend without football. This weekend, this Thursday, as a matter of fact, marks that start of the 2019 NFL season. Now, again, obviously, preseason is the preseason. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's football nonetheless. Hell, we're going to take that Hall of Fame game and we're going to gobble it up. Even if it's only 2 possessions worth of quality action, we're going to gobble that stuff up and really be excited about what's to come in the upcoming season. And so before we can get into the preseason or even the regular season for that matter, we got to talk about what we think these teams are going to be. And so we always do that here on the Louie T Network with our divisional breakdown. And this season, no different. Going to be a little bit of a different format, however, but same show. This year, it's going to be a lot more structured and organized. I've been a little helter-skelter in the past couple of years with these live feeds. They've been hit or miss, whether the phone lines are open or not. That's not going to be an issue this year. Phone lines will be open, and we will be live. And I do want to hear from you guys on these divisions. And so I want to give you an update as to how we'll break this down. So with that being said, I'm going to give you the schedule quickly. And you can see the schedule scrolling across the top marquee. And it'll give you the dates, but I'll give them to you verbally. You can see them visually on the screen as well. And there'll be more videos coming to explain the season lineup and all of that good stuff, because there are some dramatic changes to how I'm going to do things, especially for Redskins fans. We'll talk about that at a later date in time. But nonetheless, most of what you've come to know and love here on the Louie T Network during the course of the season still going to be relatively intact. We're going to be live after every primetime matchup here. We're going to chop it up. All of the things you've come to know and love still going to be active. Winners and losers, season 3 set to get underway. More details to come. The fantasy league for the second year going to be going strong. And again, with all of these things, going to look to add a financial aspect, okay? Put something on the line here to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm in the works with all of those things. We'll talk about that again a little bit later on. I don't want to wait too late because I want to give you guys an opportunity. If you got to scratch together a couple bucks to try to get in this thing, I want to give you an opportunity to do so. But we'll get into that at a later date time. What I want to talk about is the divisional breakdowns, the prediction videos, and the banter back and forth with you guys live here on the Louie T Network, which is going to start tomorrow. We're going to start tomorrow. I know it's a little short notice. I've been meaning to do this video for the last 3 or 4 days, but other things have come up. You know, life happens. So, but tomorrow we're going to start, and you know how I like to do things. Winners, they always start here on the Louie T Network. It's all about winning, okay? Because honestly, at the end of the day, what else is there really to do but to win, all right? You all know I'm a very competitive person, and winning matters to me most. So with that being said, we start with the Super Bowl defending champions and their division in the New England Patriots. So we'll start with the AFC East, okay? Probably the worst division in all of football, okay? And probably the one with the least amount of theater and dramatics. I think we already know what's going to happen there. We're more concerned with what's going to happen with 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place than what's going to happen in 1st. But nonetheless, they still deserve to be talked about. And so we'll do them first. Probably best to get them out of the way first anyway. So July 30th, we'll break down the AFC East. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we work around any preseason action. You will not see my face talking about divisional breakdowns on a day where there is NFL action to be had. So I'm going to make sure I steer clear of your team or someone else's team playing in a preseason game. So Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, hell, even Mondays, off limits. We're going to break these divisions down on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We know there won't be any action on those days, okay? So we'll be here live on those days until we get through every single division. And we're going to start tomorrow night at 9 o'clock sharp. And I'm going to make sure I'm on time this year. There's going to be something else I tried to do a lot better is to be on time. And so how this is going to go, at 8:30, I'm going to premiere the AFC East breakdown, my breakdown for the AFC East. And I'm going to premiere it on YouTube, which is going to give you an opportunity to chop it up with me, all right, as we watch the video together and watch my predictions for each team as I go through wins and losses. And then after that is done, at 9 o'clock, we'll go live and I'll open the floor to you. So that's my way of getting out of the way, getting my situation done, separating the two videos. So if you just want my prediction for the AFC East, you don't have to sit through an hour and 30 minutes of discussion with me and the viewers out there. You can just get what you came for and go. If you want the entire discussion that follows, then that video will be separate, and that's how I'll make sure I do that for the subsequent divisions moving forward. So we'll start on July 30th with the AFC East. You'll get the premiere at 8:30. We'll watch that together. That's going to be my breakdown of the division, how I see it's going to go, records for all teams involved. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll talk about that. We'll react to that, and I'll get your input on what you think is going to happen in the AFC East. Then on July 31st, so the very next day, all right, we'll come back and we'll get to the team that opposed the Patriots in the Super Bowl and their division in the NFC West. So the Rams and the rest of that division will be on display on the 31st of July, Wednesday, at 9 o'clock sharp. We will go live and talk about that division and what we think is going to unfold. That's a very fascinating division that I think is going to look vastly different in 2019. That's just a little bit of a teaser for you. But nonetheless, you'll have the premiere video at 8:30. We'll watch it together. I'll be in the comment section chopping it up with you guys. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll go live and we'll talk about the video, what I think is going to happen, and more importantly, what you think is going to happen. Phone lines will be open. Twitter will be open. YouTube will be open. Everything will be open. Facebook will be open. You guys will have the floor and the forum, and I will open it up to you, and we'll do that. And so the 30th, AFC East, the 31st, NFC West, and then we go to August 6th. That's the following Tuesday, AFC West, okay? So obviously the Chiefs were in the AFC Championship game, so they're the next team up along with their respective division in the AFC West. So August 6th, same thing applies. We'll get the premiere at 8:30, followed by the live video at 9. Phone lines open, Twitter open, Facebook open, YouTube open, the whole 9 yards. August 7th, the NFC South, obviously New Orleans Saints, they're going to court. It's still, I don't know what they're looking to have done at this point, all right, with the whole NFC championship game debacle. It's over. You lost. Yes, it was a missed call. It's done. You're not the first, nor will you be the last to be wronged in a game of importance. Let it go. Bottom line is, we'll be talking about the Saints and the rest of the NFC South division on August the 7th, Wednesday, August the 7th. So next Wednesday, NFC South in all of their splendor, may be the best division in all of football. Obviously, the best quarterbacking division, I think by leaps and bounds right now, is the AFC South. And we'll break that division down, talk about what we think is going to happen there. Once again, premiere video at 8:30, live video at 9, phone lines open, whole 9 yards. Look forward to that. August 13th, we then go to the NFC East. Philadelphia Eagles were able to make it to the divisional round. And so the NFC East, along with the rest of the Eagles, will be broken down on August the 13th. That's a Tuesday. 2 Tuesdays from now, we'll be talking Philadelphia Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins, and Giants. Giants have had a ton of injuries at the receiver position, which is a position they could ill afford to have injuries at already before the injuries took place. So that'll be an interesting division to talk about and break down on the 13th. Premiere video at 8:30. Once again, the live video at 9. Phone lines will be open and such and such. August 14th, the very next day, Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays from now, we're looking at the AFC South. Indianapolis Colts made it to the divisional round where they were ousted by the the Kansas City Chiefs. And so we'll be talking Indianapolis Colts in and that division in that day, or on that day, August 14th, that Wednesday. That division, really fascinating because honestly, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm proud of myself because although I didn't pick the division winner in the Colts, I told you there would be a resurgence from the Colts last year, and a lot of you ridiculed me. That was my crowning jewel last year. I had a lot wrong last year, including the Chiefs and the Bears. Most notably, those were some of my really bad predictions last year. But I felt really good about my Colts prediction. So that's an interesting division because you really don't know what's going to take place in the AFC South. August 20th, now we get to the NFC North and what they bring to the table. Bears bowed out of the postseason last year on the double doink missed field goal by Cody Parkey. I tried to warn them. They did not listen, and so they had to pay one of the most painful costs of all the postseason last year, losing in a heartbreaking fashion at home. But their division will be on display on the 20th of August, Tuesday. So when you're talking 3 Tuesdays from now, we'll be talking a NFC North football, Packers, Lions, Bears, and of course the Vikings. And will they be able to bounce back year 2 with Kirk Cousins under center? We'll see. We'll talk about that division in all of its splendor. And then finally, wrapping up this whole series, we'll talk on August the 21st, 3 Wednesdays from now, AFC North football. The Browns have garnered so much offseason attention. Is it warranted? We'll get into all of that and then some. Steelers, Ravens, and the Bengals. I have always been a staunch supporter of the Bengals. It's going to be a brand new look for them. Losing it's AJ Green for 6 to 8 weeks with an ankle injury doesn't really bode well for them, but that's still a scary team in Cincinnati. Nonetheless, I think they did a good thing by locking up Tyler Boyd for the next 4 years, giving him an extension. But that's nor here nor there. AFC North, the final division in this series on August the 21st to wrap up this series. So in review, and again, all these dates scrolling across the top of the screen for those of you who aren't actually watching this video but just listening. I'm going to repeat it for you again. July 30th, which is tomorrow, we'll start this series off with the Super Bowl champions and the rest of the teams in their division, the AFC East, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, and of course, Bills. Video at 8:30. We'll premiere it. We'll break that. We'll watch that together. I'll be in the comment section chopping it up with you. Live at 9, where we'll get into the phone lines. We'll get into social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of that good stuff. We'll chop it up. We'll talk about the AFC East and what we think is going to happen. And really, what we'll probably be talking about is will the Patriots go 6-0 in the division? How many games will they win it by? When will they clinch the division? And who will finish in second? That's probably what we'll be discussing during that day. July 31st, NFC West, Rams, and the rest of that division, Seahawks, Chiefs, or 49ers, and the Arizona Cardinals. That will be July 31st, 8:30. Premiere the video live at 9. August 6th, AFC West. That's a fascinating division. We don't know what the Raiders are going to do. Hard Knocks will debut, if I'm not mistaken, that night. So that's probably the perfect night to do that. After we finish chopping it up, watching that video, we can turn to Hard Knocks. So that should be great theater there. But that's going to be a fascinating division because the Chiefs, we want an encore, right? Chargers, they got a holdout with Melvin Gordon. Phillip Rivers has come out and said, look, I don't think that's that important. The running back position will be fine, which I don't really like him dismissing a player of that stature on your team, but I get where he's coming from. But can they do what they did last year? The ball kind of fell right for them. In past years, it's gone the opposite direction. Things fell in place for them. They had some late game heroics. They end up going, 12-4, 11-5, whatever it was, just missing out on first place in that division. Going to Baltimore, winning in wild card weekend before bowing out in ugly fashion in the divisional round to the Patriots on the road. But everyone's looking for the Chargers to take that next step potentially. And don't discount the Broncos with the new quarterback. So that's a fascinating division. AFC West, August 6th. That should be a lot of fun. August 7th, the next day, NFC South, Saints, Panthers, Bucks, Falcons. I expect there to be a lot of change in that division. That was a non-competitive division last year. Saints ran away and hid with that division last year for the most part. I do not see that happening this year. If these teams stay healthy, that should be a really compelling division. And generally, I get the highest turnout for that division, and it's usually the most spirited and heated topic of conversation and debate among fans. So that should be tons of fun. August 13th, NFC East, obviously near and dear to my heart. That's family business for me. So that's going to be a lot of fun here as we're talking Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins, Giants. August 14th, AFC South, Colts, Texans, Jags, and the Titans. That division, you never know what's going to happen from year to year. We just know that whoever wins that division probably going to win it at 10-6, and there are going to be two other teams that are going to be 9-7 or 8-8 right there in the hunt. That's always compelling theater in the AFC South. NFC North, August 20th. That is a division where you really don't know what's going to happen. You feel like the Packers can't stay down for too long, but are the Bears for real? Much like the Chiefs, we're looking for an encore there. That's going to be a really interesting division. And year 2 of Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, you think is going to mean something. Same for Matt Patricia in Detroit. Maybe we're sleeping on the Lions, and maybe they're going to wake up and wake up in a big way and reach out and touch some teams in that division. We'll see. And then finally, August 21st, to wrap up the divisional breakdowns, the AFC North, one of the most anticipated divisional races this year will be in the AFC North. A lot of people putting the Browns in the upper echelon of the AFC. I'm not so sure about that. The Ravens are going to have something to say about that. I think the Steelers will have something to say about that. And, of course, the Bengals are no slouch themselves. So that is the breakdown for when these videos will be coming your way. Remember, 8:30 premiere and then live at 9 following the premiere of these divisions. Phone lines will be open. Twitter will be open. Facebook will be open. YouTube will be open. The floor will be yours. So you guys come prepared to chop it up and talk AFC East tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. Until next time, I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. You guys have a good one. I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 for the premiere of the AFC East preview and predictions video. Have a good one.
Louie T Network.